A former federal prisoner who served time at 11 institutions of various security levels in 5 different states, and he now advises people who are about to go to prison. Same information? Are they saying it was possible?
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the SHU have an abbreviated list.
I got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
Say goodbye to the high life because Diddy's world now revolves around 4 cold, unforgiving walls every single day.
Jail is terrible for anybody, but for someone who's used to having people wait on them hand and foot and never stands in line and always, gets front row and gets the best table and get to have the exact opposite, what a life-changing moment.
Oh my God, you won't believe what life is like for the once mighty Diddy at 1,600. Forget everything you know about luxury carpets and private jets. This place is known as hell on earth for a reason. We're talking brutal conditions, cramped cells, and an atmosphere so oppressive it could make your skin crawl. MDC has broken even the toughest of souls, but here's where it gets juicy. Rumors are swirling that Diddy's time behind bars might not be the nightmare we imagined. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more scandalous, an ex-prison guard has stepped forward with claims that will leave you speechless.
Your bed with a 1.5-inch mattress, no pillow, and you also have a locker. So you basically have 3 feet by 5 feet to move around. So you have a basic 15 square feet. It is a horrible, horrible place.
So what's really going on behind those forbidding walls? Is there more to the story than we know? Grab your popcorn, darlings, because we're about to dive into the rumors. If there's any truth to them, things are about to get shocking.
Mogul who once traveled by private jet to all those mansions is now in a jail that is notorious for its bad living condition.
Let me spill the piping hot tea about Sean Combs, the man we all knew as P. Diddy, now reduced to inmate number 37452D54. Honey, he's living a nightmare at New York's Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, in Brooklyn, and it's not just bad, it's infamously terrible. Imagine this. The man who once lived like royalty is now dealing with brutality, substance-fueled chaos, and shared showers. Can you even imagine? These aren't the glamorous parties Diddy used to throw. Remember those exclusive white parties, dripping with celebrities, models, and decadence most of us could only dream about? Well, his fall from grace is so dramatic, it could rival the best soap operas. In case you've been living under a rock, this mess started in September 2024, when Diddy's world came crashing down like a house of cards. He was hit with a laundry list of serious charges, including racketeering and running what prosecutors dramatically described as a criminal enterprise, linked to numerous offenses against women. The tea is hot, honey. Just think about it. This man, who once ruled a billion-dollar empire built on music, fashion, and vodka, is now confined behind bars. At his peak, Diddy was the very definition of opulence. He burst onto the scene in the 90s, becoming a cultural icon and amassing a fortune that would make your head spin. His parties. Legendary. Lavish affairs where the rich and famous gathered to indulge in every excess imaginable, but now, oh, how the mighty have fallen. He's far from those red carpet days. Word on the street is that they're keeping him in isolation for his own safety, but trust me, this is no spa retreat. He's completely cut off from the outside world, with only brief moments of contact with his legal team or family. Can you imagine being locked in a box, left alone with nothing but your thoughts, fear, anger, regret? Who knows what's swirling through his mind? His attorney isn't sugarcoating anything either, making it clear that MDC is far worse than just missing a few luxuries. This facility is notorious for its inhumane conditions. Inmates have been screaming about moldy showers, freezing cold cells in winter, and summer heat so unbearable that even Satan himself would be uncomfortable. Strips above his bed, an iron frame bolted to the floor, and don't even get me started on the ensuite. It's a tiny sink and toilet combo that would make a gas station bathroom look luxurious. He spends 23 hours a day in there alone, with nothing but 4 concrete walls and the occasional cockroach for company. I hear he might even have named the bug. When you're that isolated, darling, you'll do anything to keep your sanity. Sure, his family can visit, and his lawyer drops by regularly, but mostly, he's trapped in that tiny space like a caged animal. The daily routine is absolutely depressing, but honey, it's what keeps you alive in there. Every morning, Diddy has to make his bed, mop the floor, and keep that sad little toilet sink combo clean. Can you imagine the man who once had an army of household staff now scrubbing his own toilet? But these little chores, they're what keep you from losing your mind when the hours stretch on endlessly. Now, let's talk about the food, and oh my goodness, it's a far cry from the five-star restaurants he used to frequent. Breakfast comes through a tiny hole in the door: powdered scrambled eggs, cheap white bread, milk, and sweet juice. Forget about the caviar and gourmet meals he used to enjoy. He gets 3 meals a day, each adding up to exactly 1,800 calories, the bare minimum required by law. And here's the kicker: the food rarely arrives hot. This man who could drop thousands on a single meal at the world's most exclusive restaurants is now eating cold mystery meat and hot dogs made from who knows what, costing just $3 or $4 each. And the horror stories about maggots in the food? They're absolutely true, darling. But here's where having money still helps a little. Diddy has access to the prison commissary, where he can buy things like candy, coffee, tea, and snacks to supplement those awful meals. He can even get some basic clothing and a radio to help with the isolation. But hold on to your pearls, because here's the catch: this man who once wore a $500,000 diamond-studded gold chain is now limited to spending just $160 every 2 weeks. Can you even imagine? And the reading material? Forget about it. The SHU doesn't exactly have a Barnes & Noble, honey. Most of what's available is restricted to the jail's True Links electronic law library. As one recent inmate put it, forget about your constitutional rights, human rights here are a problem. And don't even get me started on the shower situation. Diddy gets 3 showers a week, and inmates describe them as absolutely disgusting. We're talking mold everywhere. This man who used to enjoy the world's finest spas is now dealing with poor ventilation, unflushed toilets, and a general lack of cleanliness that would make your skin crawl. The plumbing is so bad, they had 800 work orders in just 1 month for repairs. Now let's dish about the latest drama because honey, it is juicy. Apparently, Diddy's got a new neighbor at MDC, and the dynamics are absolutely fascinating. Luigi Moan, who's facing charges for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, is sharing the same space as Diddy. And let me tell you, the contrast in how they're being treated is dramatic. While Diddy is struggling with negativity from other inmates, according to the Daily Mail's spicy sources, Luigi is getting treated like prison royalty. Can you believe it? The man accused of murder is more popular than the music mogul. The tea is that inmates are connecting with Luigi over shared struggles, especially about losing loved ones to inadequate healthcare. How's that for irony? But wait, there's more. Both men are being represented by lawyers who are, get this, married to each other. Diddy's case is being handled by Mark Agnifilo, while Luigi's defense is managed by Mark's wife, Karen Friedman Agnifilo. Talk about keeping it in the family, and just when you thought the drama couldn't get any more intense, here comes the latest bombshell about those videos. Diddy's legal team is now arguing that some key videos actually support their client's innocence. According to documents obtained by Page 6, these videos supposedly show private, consensual intimate moments between Diddy and his former girlfriend Cassie Ventura, aka Victim 1. The plot thickens, because Diddy's lawyers claim these 9 videos don't even exist on his devices, they weren't found during the dramatic federal raid in early 2024. Instead, they say Cassie kept these videos herself and handed them over to authorities. They're painting a picture of Cassie being happy, dominant, and completely in control in these videos, trying to counter any accusations of coercion or manipulation. But honey, let's be real, just because Cassie appears to be enjoying herself in these videos doesn't change the dark truth. When you're dealing with someone as powerful as Diddy, sometimes you have to play along just to stay alive. The implications are absolutely chilling. So, what do you think, darlings? Is Diddy thriving or barely surviving in prison? Is karma finally catching up to him, or is this all too much even for someone like him? The drama continues to unfold, and you know we'll be here with all the piping hot tea as this story develops.